Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Honkai style video where today we will be using our freshly pulled Acheron E0S0 in Memory of Chaos. Now, obviously I have never faced 6-star Memory of Chaos before, so I am hoping that Acheron will be the key to us finally face 6-starring after basically nearly a year of playing this game. So we'll see if Acheron can carry us with an F2P build at E0S0, and yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into it. So when it comes to our teams, we'll be using Acheron in the second half. Instead, in the first half, since we have a lot of imaginary weakness, we'll be using a fast Hung team here, basically. So we're going to be using bailu as a sustain, bronya for support, and tingyun for support, because I would normally use like a pela here, but Acheron basically stole all of my nihility units. So yeah, on the second half against Sam, which is a killer fight, so hopefully we can sustain ourselves. There is a lot of lightning weakness, so Acheron should be good here. Although then again, when does she care about weakness? But then we're also going to be using Pela as our first nihility unit, and Silverwolf as our second nihility unit, and then we're going to have Gepard, not only as a sustain character, but he is also holding the Trend of the Universal Market Lycon or whatever it's called to help us get extra debuffs for our Acheron. Unfortunately, our Pela isn't on Resolution Science's Pearl or whatever the Luca Lycon's called, because I don't have it after nearly a year of playing, but yeah, we will go through the character builds in more detail at the end of the video, but without further ado, let's get right into the run. And if you want to see just how our Acheron performs instead of our Dunhung, then you can skip ahead over to the second half of MOC 12. Okay, well, as you guys kind of can tell, I did die on my first run, so we'll pretend that never happened. And yeah, basically we're gonna use all our techniques here once again, and pretend I didn't fail my first run. Anyway, brand new run. So basically we are using a fast on Hung team here. So basically the way this team works is we will be using both our supports to buff up our Don Hung, and we will be going into one basic attack on our Don Hung, gives us a little bit of extra energy and a skill point, and then we will be using our Bronya skill, and then in this situation we are going to ult here first so that we can get the extra stacks of damage for our triple enhanced skill, and here we do nearly 200k damage. So yeah, that's sort of just the way this team works. I do wish he hit my Bronya there, so we could have got her ult off, although hopefully the big guy will hit her. But yeah, the one issue we do face with this team is, although Donhung is giving us an extra skill point, unfortunately, also we are struggling a bit for here a bit for HP. So since we are gonna get an extra skill point from our Bronya, I can just play it safe here on our bailu. But yeah, as I was saying, basically, the one problem with this team is that Tingyun's buff isn't going to be up a lot of the time because of our Dunhung stealing. Sorry, because our Dunhung is taking 2 turns, we won't have many turns on our Tingyun ult, and unfortunately, I do miscalculate there slightly when it comes to our damage, but it is what it is. It shouldn't be disastrous for our run. We should be fine. Maybe we'll make it one cycle slower. So basically what this video is just, it's making sure that our Acheron can carry. Now I'm sure some people will skip ahead just to see how Acheron works, because I'm sure many of you have seen Dunhunt gameplay, but for those of you who wants to see a free-to-play clearing Memory of Chaos for the first time, then I greatly appreciate you sticking around here. But yeah, we will have our Bronya skill up as well as the Tingyun ult. Unfortunately, no Tingyun skill or Bronya ult. But if we see how much damage we do here, I mean, it should be pretty immense, I would assume. 134k. I mean, decent, nothing special. Uh, just to clarify, my Dunhung is on very much on an F2P build. He is using the how to store Lightcon for the destruction path, obviously, and then he is also on, I think it's Banditry, what it's called. So yeah, a very accessible F2P build. I'm sure a lot of you hit higher damage than I do on your Dunhungs, assuming you use him, which, I mean, I have no regrets pulling Dunhung. He has been one of the most serviceable characters for me. I can't lie, Dunhung and Jingli have carried my account a fair bit, and I assume that Acheron's going to do the same, but we'll see that when we get to the second half. Now, when it comes to here, we are in the 28th cycle right now. I think we will be able to clear here and move on to Yanqing. Okay, we do hit 233k there. Okay, this guy should die to DOT, at least that's what I'm assuming. Yep, there we go. And we're on to Yanqing on the 28th cycle. Now, our HP is in a bit of a predicament, but it's fine, I suppose. For those of you who did see my Acheron pulling video, you'll know that instead of going for Luocha, I decided I'm going to save for Aventurine instead. But depending how Bailu and Gepard here do, I might actually decide to pull for Luocha and just gamble for Aventurine. But we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, here we are just gonna... Ooh, actually I should have tried going for one of the swords, probably. Yeah, that was a bit dumb on my part. Okay, I am messing up a bit here. This isn't exactly optimal, but it's fine. Hopefully we can break a few swords here. We do only hit 77k since all the swords are up right now. Hopefully we don't die. Yeah, okay, we are struggling a bit here for HP. Maybe the Vulture would be a decent investment, but Bailu is serviceable enough. We should be able to clear here anyway. I assume that this is a wind weak one, but story for another day. Anyway, what we're gonna do here now is we should have a decent combo where we can first of all down Heng ult, hopefully break that sword, tingyun ult here for the extra energy and damage bonus, and then ooh, okay, we didn't break the sword. I think it's just gonna hang on for dear life. But anyway, we should be able to do these. Okay, not that much damage to Yanqing, unfortunately, because the sword didn't break. But he is on 73% HP. We do still have like 2 good cycles to clear. We can, if we do go into the 24th cycle, then our Acheron will be spread a bit thin. And obviously, this is basically a day 1 Acheron build. Her stats aren't amazing. So, just gotta hope for the best. Now, the problem here is our rotation was slightly messed up there, which is unfortunate. So I am just gonna basic attack, and then, okay, here's the thing. We might, since we're far from Bailu, we might struggle for survivability here. So I am actually gonna have to heal. I don't know if we're going to get the skill point from Bronya's ult. I don't think we are, so unfortunately I am going to have to sacrifice our tingyun ult. But the problem is our turn order is messed up again, so I think I might just go for the reset here. I don't know if I've just messed this up massively. This is the one problem with this team, is you do really want your skill order to be, in the right order. But right now it isn't. I feel like we've just wasted a ton of turns here where we could have done damage. I feel like I have really messed up here. I feel like we're going to end up taking 24 cycles instead of 25, which isn't optimal. I would have rather doing this in 25, so we have 5 cycles to spare for Acheron, but I guess we're just going to have to do our best now, basically. And just hope that we will be able to look past this. Hopefully we will be able to break Yanqing here. I mean, we are going to have a fair few dots on him here, which is nice. I would have liked... Okay, we're not going to be able to break Yanqing here. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to go into the 24th cycle. Now, what I would normally like to do here is I would have used the DOT team, but the problem is I'm running short on Nihility Lycons because of the fact that we're using 3 Nihility on the other half. So my Kafka right now is without a Lightcon, so yeah, not exactly ideal, but yeah. Once again, we are just gonna... Okay, finally we can go back into doing a basic attack. Okay, we will have our full rotation up here. We are just about in the ends of the 25th cycle, so hopefully we can clear here. It is kind of hopium. We are gonna have to... Okay, that sword is weak to wind once again. Yeah, unfortunately, if our Bronya just went a little bit sooner, if we had like done, if we were able to use our tingyun ult to get dance, then we would be able to clear in the 25th cycle. But unfortunately, due to me messing up, we are gonna go onto the 24th cycle. We'll just have to see how this impacts our Acheron run, basically. We do survive here, which is nice. So there is potential for 3 stars, but we're really gonna need our E0S0 Acheron to pull through here on the second half. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, yeah, like I said, we should clear. I mean, we have so many turns to go here. I mean, yeah, okay, cool. Yanqing's dead. Cool. Okay. We cleared the first half in 6 cycles, which, I mean, is okay. I would have preferred 5 cycles, but it is time for our Acheron. Let's see if she can clear with 24 cycles left. Okay, so I have good news and I have bad news. The bad news is that, as you can tell, we did fail at first, so yeah, that wasn't ideal. Now I'm going to quickly explain the game plan here and then tell you the good news of basically what happened. Well, both the good news and the incredibly infuriating news. So, okay, obviously are... Okay, we can already ult on our Acheron, which is nice, but what we're going to do here is we're going to first focus on debuffs. And since our Acheron will be able to overflow some stacks. Here we can get defense and effect shred from Pela and silverwolf, and now we can see how much damage our Acheron does. This is the moment I've been waiting for. This is my favorite part. Okay, we do unfortunately have 9 stacks on the robot guy, and we hit 64, 138, 215k, 385k, nearly 400k on a fully F2P build. Not even a proper Acheron build, and we nearly hit 400k. This character is busted. Like, basically what happened in our last run was, remember, we're on 24 cycles, so we actually have less than we would want. But we managed to we nearly cleared it, but the Sam had 1% of HP left, and then it moved to the 19th cycle, so we couldn't face 6-star anymore. We had a 1% HP difference. Now the good news is I didn't play that optimally, so it's definitely doable. So now let's focus on this run and pray for the best. So once again, we can Acheron alt. Unfortunately, we don't have 9 stacks on one character. Instead, we have 7 and 2, which is a bit of a funny number, but we hit 260k anyway, and I'm telling you, Acheron is a beast. We have literally just annihilated these guys. We are going to clear them on the 23rd cycle. I mean, yeah, this guy's going to take another turn. So what we can do here is we can just regenerate some skill points and energy. And there you go, he's dead, and we're basically on full HP for Sam. Now we do have 4 cycles to clear. We have the 23rd, the 22nd, the 21st, and the 20th, obviously. So now we just have to kill Sam in 4 cycles, and I'm sure we can do it. Now, obviously, we do have 2 enemies here, but this is basically going to be a single target fight. Now we are actually incredibly unlucky in that the stacks didn't go onto Sam. Some went onto the big guy instead. But you know, it is what it is. We can get at least 3 on Sam here, and then maybe we'll be able to get 6 on the big guy, and that would be a okay, yeah, we got 6 on the big guy, and we've got 3 on Sam. We will go for a few overflow stacks here as well, so we're gonna get the 2 overflow stacks, and there you go, and we have a lot of debuffs on these guys now, so let's just see how the damage is going. I am going to focus Sam. Actually, maybe I should focus the big guy there. We would have done a bit more damage. Okay, that might have been a bit of a mistake on my part. I am still new to playing Acheron, so first of all, this is a run with an Acheron without an amazing build. She, like I said, E0S0, she's on S1, good night, sleep well. I'm not entirely certain the best way to play her. I feel like we could have hit 200k there, but I feel like we're going to be able to survive anyway. Acheron's very, very strong. Now, once again, we're just going to get a hell of a lot of defense debuffs on Sam and just hope for massive damage. We are going to go for 9 crimson not stacks on him this time. Basically, if you guys want to take away something from this run, it's always prioritize the enemy with the highest crimson not stacks. As long as they have above 3, you don't want to go for anyone with 0 because that's going to seriously tank your damage. Anyway, we can go... okay, never mind. We have max crimson not stacks here, so basically we will be going for another alt, and we have 38, 80k, and 268k on Sam. If that's not a lot of damage, I don't know what is. Now, unfortunately, if we had broken him, we would have been able to do a bit more damage, but yeah, we've still done pretty big damage to him anyway. And our HP is actually looking pretty good here. So I can't lie, I actually feel like Luocha might be a better pull than Avenging for us right now. Unfortunately, this guy is going to have 1 extra Crimson Knot stack instead of Sam having 9. But we can go for a little bit of overflow here, which is really the nice thing about Acheron. There's not really many characters where you can go for overflow, but Acheron is one, and it's nice to have an exception. Actually, I did alt there. Maybe I should have gone for a little bit of overflow. But 89, 171k. Oh, dude, how is she doing this much? 441k on an F2P build. Now, obviously, the memory turbulence is helping us out here, but 441k on our Acheron build. We are nearly on the last cycle here, but I think this is doable, you know? I feel like he's probably going to die to the dot now. Obviously, he is taking a lot of damage here from the DOT, but, you know, considering I'm not playing Acheron optimally here, her build isn't the best. I don't have all the best equipment or the best characters. You know, it would be better if I had like an Aventurine and if I had Pela on Resolution, but yeah, we're doing immense damage on our Acheron. She is literally about to carry us. We are probably gonna 36-star Memory of Chaos for the first time ever, just because Acheron hard carried us here. Like, we didn't even have full like 6 cycles here to clear. We had 5. Like, we had less than we would normally have. and we're basically going to be able to clear her pretty handily, I think. We are going to have one last ult, so we're going to need this ult to do big damage. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make sure we have all of our debuffs up, and Sam should die here, I think. Let's see what the damage is. Okay, 36, 71k, and we hit 205k, and Sam is dead. In the last action, we were able to face 6-star Memory of Chaos for the first time ever. Acheron literally carried us to 36 stars. This is my first ever time phase 6-starring Memory of Chaos, and it's all thanks to Acheron. I'm not even gonna lie. If I didn't have her, this would not have been possible. This is all thanks to Acheron. Like, we performed slower on the Dunhung team. The Acheron team absolutely pulled through. Considering this is like an early Acheron build, I'm not playing her optimally. I don't have all of the best characters for her. She is obviously E0S0 on an S1 Goodnight Sleep Well. Not even S5. An S1 Goodnight Sleep Well. Oh my god, I'm so happy to have finally been able to play 6-star Memory of Chaos. It's been nearly a year. It's been 11 months I've been playing this game, and this is the first time I've played 6-star Memory of Chaos. Haven't spent anything on this game, and it's all thanks to Acheron that we were able to achieve that goal. So, yeah, I'm gonna compose myself here because I'm quite happy with what we were able to achieve, and I will see you guys to go through the character builds. Okay, so when it comes to our character builds, we will be starting off with our Acheron, since she was basically the star of the show. Now, first of all, just to prove she is E0 and S0, because we only have her on an S1 Goodnight Sleep Well. You know, it would be nice to have this S5, that's what most people calculate the average as, but, you know, full F2P here, we have her on an S1 Goodnight Sleep Well. Now, when it comes to her traces, they are mostly leveled up, other than the basic, which I didn't touch whatsoever, and then the skill is mostly leveled up, but I do want to save a few mats, and most of her damage does come from the talent and the ultimate. When it comes to our sets, we do have her best in slot relic and plane ornament set. These used to be my Doctor Ratio relics, so, you know, just a bit of crit damage. Speed isn't that important, but it's nice to have a little bit, just so we're not at the complete base. You know, it's nice to have, like, above 104 or whatever. Um, create crit damage on these stats, create main piece on the body, and we are running attack boots instead of speed boots, because our goal here is to do as much damage on the ult as possible, and yeah, basically just focus on ult damage instead of speed, because her skill doesn't do as much damage, although it does give her a stack. It is nice to get the stacks towards her ult and the Crimson Knots from her allies instead, so that's the focus of our team. We do have her on a lightning damage sphere, which does give us a lot of attack from substats, but I know we prefer to have an attack main stat and then crit substats, so we don't get much of those there. And then we have an attack rope, which is mostly useless other than the fact that it gives us a little bit of crit damage, but not much. So yeah, the relics, as you can tell, aren't amazing. When we do look over it, the main stats, she does have 108 speed, a lot of attack, which, you know, you would want on an Acheron. 50 crate and 156 crit damage. There you go, that's our Acheron build. It's far from perfect, but it gets the job done, and it was more than enough to clear the Memory of Chaos in above average time. Now, when it comes to our Silverwolf, just, you know, making sure she has enough effect hit rate. She is on the sample icon. Traces, for the most part, leveled up. You know, relics, kind of built as you would expect. Need to have some effect hit rate to make sure we can always debuff on her, and we can even debuff on normal attack, just so that we can always get a stack towards our Acheron. Our pela, like I said, unfortunately, we don't have the Luca icon, so instead we are on before the tutorial mission starts. We do use her E one turn so that we can get the Ice Shred from E4, which counts as the debuff, and then the Defense Shred from the ult after just 2 turns. So that's just the way we're playing our Pela in this team. And then we also our Gepard, who is slightly further down because I only have him level 70. Like I said, is on Train of the Universal Market. Trace is mostly leveled up. I mean, you know, even without his traces being fully leveled up, he was able to basically solo sustain us, like, pretty convincingly. Although Aventurine would be better, so, you know, hoping to be able to pull an Aventurine when the time comes. But yeah, that's our first half team build. Now, just real quick when it comes to our Dunhung team build. Like I said, Dunhung is on 138 speed, which is faster than bronya is 134. 71 crit damage, 132. Sorry, 71 crit rate, just so that we can get the Ruthless Arena buff, and then 132 crit damage, although we do get an extra 24 from Traces and more from Broken Keel. Like I said, is on the Fall of a Neon icon from the Herta store. It's on mandatory, sort of built here mostly as you would expect, making sure we get all the substats we need. I mean, ignore our body piece, it is terrible, but Yeah, I mean, relics could be improved for our Dunhung as well, but like I said, full F2P build, no doubts about that. Our Bronya also, we did get a signature Lycon from that one lucky video after not getting a Bronya for 11 months. Her traces aren't fully leveled up, although her relics, just sort of make sure that she can survive. And yeah, E0 and yeah, like I said, main thing is that she's slower than our Dunhung. Then just our Tingyun 154 speed for just decent attack on dance stuns, just so that we can sometimes get an action forward. Trace is basically leveled up to max, and then just making sure she has a little bit of survivability from her relics. And obviously ERR, important for basically all the supports we've used so far. And then we also had bailu as our soul sustain on 5.2k HP and on post up. So yeah, those are our character builds basically. So as you can see, full F2P builds. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. When it comes to what's coming up next, you know what? I can't lie. I think we're gonna be summoning for Luocha. So first of all, we'll be summoning for Luocha. Hopefully, we can win that 50-50, and after that, will be the Avenging summon. So a lot of summoning videos. If we do get a Luocha, we'll see what videos we have coming up. But yeah, that's all for me today. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed, and hopefully, I will see you guys next time.